Hi guys, welcome to lesson 2 in Microsoft Word. This lesson we're going to look at the keyboard. Now, as you can imagine, doing it on screen is quite difficult because we can't see our keyboards. So what I've done is I have the on-screen keyboard just here. Alright? Now the thing about the on-screen keyboard is it doesn't look exactly like ours, but it'll do for the time being. Alright? It works just the same as ours. I mean, I'll type away using the keyboard. Oops. Okay. And then I'll type away using this. Alright, so as you can see, it's a bit slower, but it'll do for the time being. Now, the reason I have it up is because I want to show you the actual letters that we're worrying about and the keys and so on that are going to be the most important to us. Okay, so first one I want to show you is return. Okay, return is the key that we use to get to the bottom, and it looks like that on our keyboards as well. It's that kind of odd shape. Backspace takes those out. Okay, and backspace deletes everything from the left. Alright, so if I press it here, then it'll go left and it'll delete everything on the way. If I press the delete key, which is down here, it looks like it's doing nothing, but in effect it deletes everything from the right. So if I'm at the start of the line, press it and away it goes. Okay, so that's the delete key, backspace and return. Another thing we need to look at are how do we get capital letters. If you look at the keyboard, they're all small letters. Press it, we get capital letters. This is called a QWERTY keyboard. It's called a QWERTY keyboard because along the top row from left to right, first 6 keys spell QWERTY. Okay, I don't know who came up with it, but that's what they call it. Okay, that's all capital letters. If we just want a capital letter at the start of the line, you press the shift key. Alright, so hold on the shift key. In our case, press A. We'll start it. So the, and then type away. And if you've noticed that all the keys have gone back to small. Okay, so that's the shift key. If you press the shift key on its own, it does nothing. Okay, but the shift key can be used with other keys. As you can see, there are 2 of them. There's one on the left of the keyboard and one on the right, and they're represented on our keyboards by a thick arrow pointing upwards. Control, which is the next key down. There are also 2 of those. There's one on the left, one on the right, and like shift, they do nothing on their own. Okay, but the point is, you need them with other keys. Like when we're logging on, we press Control, Alt, and Delete. Okay, it's the same idea on the keyboard here. So we've looked at backspace, enter, delete, caps, shift, control, alt, and the space bar. Alright, space bar moves it over a tiny space every time. The tab key, on the other hand, moves it a pre-described distance. So let's look at it. I'm going to use the proper keyboard this time. When we're doing up a CV, we want our name to appear. But then we want the other stuff below it to show up underneath. Alright, I'm not telling you my date of birth, but my birthday is the 8th. Alright, so if you notice, they're under one another. That's what the tab key does. Make sure they're all the same distance apart. Okay, so backspace will delete it. Delete will delete it. Alright, delete's probably the best one to use because it deletes everything and it saves you having problems. Return goes down, backspace goes back, and that's it. Alright, so we leave it there for the time being. Practice with them, get used to using them, and see what you think.